La, la,
Hello,
la.
James.
I thought we were doing the warm up from Sister Act 2. No,
Oh my God,
we're
you're
not.
so dumb.
All
Okay.
right, recheck.
Okay.
Hello and welcome back to the Weird and Proud Podcast.
It's Sam and
Peach.
and James. It's our first time back. It is crazy. It feels like it's been years.
It's been too long. I miss talking to the weirdlings.
I know, you guys. We've missed you. Okay, just know that we have. And it's funny, like it does feel like forever, but we really only missed 3 episodes, like 3.
It feels way
weeks.
longer than that.
But
I
it does.
swear to God.
But we obviously, if you've been following along on Instagrams, we have been seriously gone like the last literally like 2 months. I feel like
many moons
plus the new kitten. We have so much to talk about, so much going on. And it was funny, like, you know what? So it was end of June. It was like June 22nd or something was or whatever. I was like, I feel like there's not been a lot of news lately. Like, I just feel like it's been quiet. Like, you know, people are on vacation.
Yep.
No one's making news. And then I feel like the next week, Karen Reed, we found out she was not guilty. Woohoo. That was the one thing I was like, oh, I wish we were doing the podcast. Like we could, I know, obviously, you guys were I know a lot of you guys messaging the Weird and Proud pod. I was messaging a lot of you. And feels good. Feels good. And so much else has happened. We have so much to go over. We have some life updates. Kind of. Not really life updates.
I think I'm mostly listening. I can't wait to just interact. We've kept stuff from each other, I think, to talk on the show.
I'm just going to give basically what we've missed over the last couple of weeks.
What life updates did I miss?
Life updates, big life updates. No, not really. But just like, you know, we got the kitten, we got Poppy. Like, think of all the things that's happened in the last month. We, of course, have some weird news stories to talk to you guys about. Ones that also just like recently happened that I'm going to go over. Things that James and I have not talked about. And I'm not sure even if you've heard of like some of these stories, but we're going to find out. And then, of course, we have Weird Science Corner. You know, we're back to the original recipe, original schedule, basically your regularly scheduled programming here at Weird and Proud. And, of course, the Weird Secrets, which we have such a weird mix. And I have so many to go through. So, you know, of course,
if you've left secrets, be patient.
Yes,
we will go through it. Patient.
We will go through it. We'll get there. And I know there were a lot too. You guys are all so sweet. There are so many of people calling in and just being like, "Come back." It was really nice. So very sweet. We miss you guys. Love you. But obviously, it's not like you're for following on my regular, you know, Instagram. It's not like I wasn't posting there. But of course, more details here. And before we go into all the things to catch up on, all the weird things in the world, we do have some shows coming up for the locals who've been asking for a local show.
Yay.
August. Oh, wait. I keep like,
it's August 8th.
I know. I keep saying August 9th. No, it is August 9th.
It is August 9th.
I keep getting mixed up. August 9th, Fairfield, Connecticut. It's going to be at the Fairfield Comedy Club. Saturday show, 8 p.m. Get your tickets. Then we have New York City. Randomly, it's a Wednesday. But I feel like, funny enough, like cities in the summer, we were just talking about this with another comedian, that weekdays like do better because people are so busy on the weekends.
Yeah, they've got so much. There's stuff.
Yeah, so many people leave. So many people, you know,
you'd be better doing like a brunch show on the weekends.
Yeah. So we're doing a Wednesday night show at Rodney Comedy Club in New York City.
Love that venue.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Love the people there.
Classic.
They were great.
Yeah, so it'll be really fun. Get your tickets, SamanthaRamsell.com/events.
Rodney is in Rodney Dangerfield.
Yes, one of the OGs, best comedians, some would say, of all time.
He's
right?
Probably on my Mount Rushmore. Oh, yeah, he's probably in my top 4.
Yeah. So make sure you get your tickets. Also, I feel like the last time we talked, the last episode, we had fostered the kittens. That's what also made this tricky too, is because the studio where we're back in now was the kitten room.
It's Poppy's room.
Poppy's room and the foster kittens. So like it would have been impossible to have this equipment, like the amount of cords and lights. I don't even Poppy's sleeping right now. Like luckily she's been playing all day. But
Peach is not sleeping.
Peach is being crazy. I don't know what she's whining about right now. I hope if we just ignore her, she
wants to play.
I know she's being psycho. But this room was being taken over. So like we didn't even have anywhere to like really record it. Anyways, so we kept Poppy. I'm sure obviously you guys have all seen on Instagram. And she's getting big. She's becoming growing into the quite little teenager, meaning she's in her psycho stage.
Oh, she had a whole new level of crazy today. God. She was in a disruptive mode this morning.
She is seriously like a troublemaker, but it's great because again, it has been so hot here. That's another thing. It's been 1,000,000 degrees,
Disgusting.
Which I feel like everywhere. And it's been nice because we really, during the day, like can't take Peach outside because it's too hot. You can't take her on walks. And she like has a buddy. They literally will go at it for hours. And again, I'm sure you've probably seen the videos on my Instagram. If you haven't, I have a whole highlights on my Instagram of them playing. It's adorable. So that's been keeping us busy. Of course, it was a foster fail, you guys. I did really try to foster her out, but it was Peach's baby.
You can't
literally
deny.
Peach's kitten. And also I was gonna say too, I know a lot of people are like, do an episode on Bermuda because we went to Bermuda one of the weeks too that we were gone. And if anyone like had any questions, I feel like it would be too much to do like a whole episode on Bermuda.
On Bermuda because Bermuda is pretty awesome.
Bermuda is pretty awesome. If you have not been to Bermuda, we've been there before.
We boated around and survived the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh my God, you guys. Yeah. Oh my God. So we've done an episode on the Bermuda Triangle, by the way.
Yep.
I don't remember how long ago it was. Like, I'm sure there's a way to search.
I told one of your dad's stories from the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
He even had an experience there.
Yes. And long story short, like we've been there only once actually with you, but I've been there a couple times with my dad.
Yep.
Because my dad used to sail down to Bermuda when he was like in his early 20s. My dad loved to sail, and that's why we would go visit Bermuda because he had some friends there. He used to go there quite often when he was sailing. So it was just so funny. It was like, oh my God, yeah, we've talked about the Bermuda Triangle and now we're here and we were on a boat. We like rented a boat. There's also a whole highlights on my Instagram too, if you missed that. James almost died.
We were because you left me.
No, I chummed the water.
You did chum the water.
Right on top of you.
I don't think anyone's ever died from a barracuda.
You don't think so?
No.
Oh, I would have thought.
I don't think a barracuda's ever killed anyone.
Really?
Their bite would hurt.
Well, it's kind of like almost like a Steve Irwin type thing if it like got you in the heart or like stabbed you in the wrong place, you know? Don't they like have
I would have found the manta ray angel ray.
Oh.
But they've never really attacked anyone either.
It's just a freak accident.
It's just Steve Irwin's was a total freak accident.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a huge barracuda like jumped out of the water, and that was literally right where James was scuba diving. It was really cool. We saw some abandoned shipwrecks. Apparently, of course, partly
very haunted.
Some will say due to the Bermuda Triangle, but there's a ton of shipwrecks.
Yep.
Around there. Also, because Bermuda's like kind of in the middle of the ocean. Like it's kind of by itself.
And there's a huge reef. And if you were sailing way back in the day and didn't know where it was.
Yeah, didn't know. Yeah, you would.
There's very little elevation to it. So it'd be tough to see.
Yep. You would run right into it. And that's what a lot of people don't know. Bermuda's off the coast of like North Carolina. And not like right off the coast. Like it's again,
a ways off the coast.
A ways off the coast, but like at the same latitude.
It's not very far south. It's not as far south as people think it is.
Right.
It's not in the Bahamas,
not in the Caribbean or anything. Nope. Yeah. And that's the thing about Bermuda is like you really, if you want to enjoy the beaches and the warm weather, you got to go in the summer because come like wintertime, December, January, February, it gets chilly. Like me and my mom went in November for our birthdays. Like this was years and years ago, but it was like 50 degrees and you can't really lay out or go to the beach.
Not beach weather.
Like swimming in the water weather. So that's the only thing. And it is pretty expensive, but it's gorgeous. And it's a 2-hour flight from New York. It's
a worthwhile trip for a weekend. Like, and it's so easy to,
long
if you're
weekend,
on the East, if you're on the East Coast,
right. Yeah. That's the thing.
It's a simple, easy trip.
Yeah. And direct. So nice. And the airport's like so easy. It's just gorgeous.
There's our episode on Bermuda.
Yeah, there's your episode on Bermuda. You should just go. Go in the summer. And again, yeah, go on a long weekend. And that's, yeah. We stayed the Princess too, which is more expensive. Like it is. Like, and luckily because we were with the wedding, like people were asking how expensive it was. With the wedding, we got like the blocks was like $450 a night. But like I'm pretty sure like it can, if I remember, especially now with this economy, it's probably like 600 even more.
I'll bet it could be more.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get into some of the big topics of this week. And the first one that I just talked about that I don't know if we've officially talked about yet. I can't remember if I brought this up to you or not. And I don't know if some of you guys are maybe even sick of hearing about this, but there have been like some updates. So I think it's hard to like to see what's fake and what's real out there. But the whole Coldplay Kiss on cam.
Okay. This I have absolutely seen. Because the whole world is making fun.
Literally.
I can't think of the last thing that had this many memes.
That has brought the country together. I think this is what we needed. So people have been saying that like every year, like a billionaire needs
gets
to
sacrificed. Okay, I saw that one. And they showed, but I felt
people together.
That made me feel bad because one of them was about the guy from Minnesota that got murdered. Like that's
what guy
hurts my heart. The guy from the insurance company, the
With
CEO from the insurance company. No,
what?
That one doesn't make me feel bad. The people on the ship made me feel bad.
Who's the guy from?
So that meme, it showed the
Luigi.
kid, the Ouija, who people seem to like because he murdered a guy. No, that I don't care. That's That's where cancel culture and all these people, you're idiots.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah,
you can't cheer this guy on for murdering someone.
Yeah. I know. Well, that's a whole other thing. But anyways, back to the whole Coldplay thing. It's impossible for you to not hear about this.
If you're anywhere near the internet.
Is so crazy because I think it is just like, it's so scandalous. It's like the most gossip hot tea. And it's one of those things that you don't feel bad. Like it's horrible. But like for some reason you don't feel bad because they're these rich CEOs, even though like at the end of the day, they have a family. Like these poor kids. Like I think about, oh my God, these kids.
I can't
like
imagine being in
seriously,
school.
Oh my God, I would seriously die. And their kids are like teenagers from what I've heard, again, because people, I mean, leave it to like TikTok or like some of these social media apps to find these people like where they work, their LinkedIn profiles, their Facebook profiles in hours from when this video comes out.
Of course.
It's like people get off on it, like being able to find this stuff.
It's like a real version of Love Island going on is what it is.
Literally. And I mean, of course it is. It's just crazy and so dumb. Everyone's saying too, how if they had just not acted, so like they weren't supposed to be doing that. If they hadn't jumped down, the guy literally dropped down like he'd been shot and the girl runs away, hides her face. It's like, there was one couple, there's this video of these couple that was like what we would have done, if we had been, to look like you have been caught and you're like choking.
The sports world is going crazy with it. Like one of the most famous baseball mascots, and you've seen this mascot on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the Philly Fanatic for the Philadelphia Phillies. They have a female version of the Philly Fanatic and the male version of the female version reenacted it.
I saw
like,
that they
it
did
is that deep. It is penetrated every section of America. Here's
what's so crazy. It is like a study on the human behavior.
I'm glad you brought this one up, and I figured you would, but I didn't ask. So I have questions because you just know so much more about this stuff than I do.
Yes.
Some people you said this, and I just want to clarify. I have not heard, but I figured it would happen. I have not heard, but some people think it's fake or it was set up in some way.
Of course, because it's too good. Like how
people can't believe it.
The head of HR and the CEO of one of like the biggest
one of the
space companies,
startups. It's a startup that's taken off.
Right. And the woman apparently, and again, like who knows if some of this is real or not. Apparently, like her last name's Cabot, and like her husband is one of like the richest people. Like they are like multi-billionaires.
From what I've seen, and this was from a legit news source, he's a very successful CEO himself, her husband. Yeah.
Right. And same with like, even his wife, like the CEOs, like his wife is like gorgeous with 2 kids. And
they showed a picture of her next to the HR lady. His wife was pretty stunning versus.
Right. So it's just all of it is so scandalous and salacious. And it's just all the things that make for an amazing story. Like if you have nothing else to talk to someone about, that's to be like, hey, did you hear about?
Oh, yeah.
It's one thing that people can be like, oh my God, that's crazy. It's you kind of like bond over it. People like bond over that kind of fucked up shit, which is, again, it's like it should be like a study on human behavior.
It goes back to who's kissing who in junior high, right? I mean, it goes back to anything like
the cool
that.
Kids.
We were listening to a summer 60s station yesterday while we were cooking dinner and eating. Every song in the 60s in the summer was about some relationship that either went well or went bad, right?
Yeah.
It's been part of Americana for a super long time.
Yeah.
And this is just like apparently a very elevated version of it for some reason.
Yeah. And it's real life. Like it's happening. It's just crazy. And it, again, like I think it's happened Friday night. So what we're recording this Sunday. And when this comes out tomorrow, like I'm sure even more will come out tomorrow on like more updates. But, apparently they're on leave. Like, so they're both been, kind of, I don't know if fired is the right word, but.
No, the board voted. So when something usually when, I think this was in the New York Times, that typically when there is anything with a CEO and whether he's a founder or not, I don't know if he was I think he was part of the founding group.
Yeah.
But there's obviously a board of directors once a company goes that big. And if something this negative against the company happens, the CEO can immediately lose power very quickly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyways, crazy. So this all turned into, of course, I was talking about it on Instagram and I was like, all right, well, now their, exit, like not exes yet, but like their husband and wife should get together and bang at a Creed concert. Because you know how obsessed I am with Creed.
Yes, you are.
And it was fun. Someone had just been like, oh my God, they're on tour. Like someone messaged me and was like, I just saw them. They're on tour. I'm like, wait, what? They're on tour?
That how you found out about this?
This is how I found out about the Creed.
Wow. I did not hear this story at all.
So I literally Googled, I'm like, oh my God, Creed, tickets, Creed tour. What are the chances they're coming to Connecticut this week? I was like, oh my God. And like there were tickets left and they weren't complete. Like we don't have the best seats, but like they weren't completely unreasonable. And Chris Daughtry apparently is opening for him, which like also is incredible. And yeah, we have tickets for Tuesday night. So that's
that is how you found out about Creed. Yeah. I usually never ask because I figured it's just
there.
Oh boy.
Wait till you see what I have planned for our outfits. It's going to be
imagine.
Out of this world. Also, James did have his colonoscopy scheduled for the next day.
You know what's weird? It wasn't my actual colonoscopy.
Yeah, it was
and they never told me that. Yeah. I thought I was going in for an actual. The whole time I was ready to go. Up. But nope. Apparently it's just a consult.
Yeah.
Just boring.
But at least we're making strides with that. And fire content coming for you guys on Tuesday night. Fire content. I am so excited.
Scared
I cannot believe what are the chances that it's like this week. Like it was, if it couldn't be more written in the stars.
I mean, apparently that Coldplay concert is the gift that keeps on giving.
Right. Like the ripple effect.
Yeah.
The butterfly effect is real.
That was a great movie. Ashton Kutcher, totally. Amy Smart. Yes, Amy Smart was in that.
All right. Another thing that's been top of mind and has been everywhere. And we haven't really we've kind of discussed a little bit after we watched it, but
we
for
had
the
not
weird
discussed
watch,
the Coldplay thing at all. I don't think we've talked about it once.
Yeah, I don't think we have, but I figured you would at least see it.
In a good way, yeah.
But the Missing Amy Bradley documentary on Netflix. So if you have not seen it yet, you guys have to see it. It's 3 parts. I think it was.
I think it was 3 parts.
Yeah, limited series on Netflix. But you go through them; they're like an hour long, and it is one of those cases I never heard of. And it's funny. I feel like at this point in life, I've heard every like one of
True
these
crime
true
story.
crime, like especially like really, talked about true crime stories. And I'd never heard of this, but it is funny. Someone was like, apparently Netflix is trying to take down the cruise industry because between this and the poop cruise, which was another one I don't think we talked about on here, but that was another documentary. The whole Trainwreck series on Netflix has been so good.
That probably should just be our recommendation. Our weird watch is just start watching the Trainwrecks. It comes from the same, I believe it's the same producer group that did the Untold stories.
Yeah, any of their limited series are so good.
Well, we talked about the Untolds because Untolds were so good, but they were only about sports. And Sam loves a good sport.
Yeah.
She doesn't care. She loves sports. She loves a good sports story. But these Trainwrecked ones are about anything. Oh my God.
And they're like very like type stories that we would tell on the podcast too.
They're weird as hell.
Like there's one on the balloon.
The mayor of Toronto.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
The balloon boy. The poop
which
boat.
we've talked about before, but we hadn't talked about the poop cruise. It is so insane. I'm sure a lot of you guys at least have heard of what happened, that this cruise was left stranded for 7 days without power, food, and of course the toilets weren't working. Yeah. Oh my God. So just horrific. And then of course this whole documentary that just came out. And again,
transitioning back to Amy Bradley.
Back to the Amy Bradley.
We went to Trainwrecked. This is a train wreck. We went to Trainwrecked. Now we're back to Amy Bradley.
Yeah. So back to Amy. I mean, just watch the Trainwreck. That's the conclusion of that.
That's the conclusion
sentence.
of that. But Amy Bradley was
crazy. And I didn't realize, of course, there are plenty of podcasts on it that I guess I just haven't listened to or haven't heard of. And a lot of people really do think that she jumped.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that her dad did it.
Okay.
Which I didn't think of, because it was sketchy too, like how her parents were acting. And if you haven't seen it, sorry, spoiler alert, just skip ahead. But this woman goes missing. This is in 1998 too, which I feel like I need to remember that this is not current times. There wasn't cameras everywhere in every nook and cranny.
Yeah, there were more cameras. There should have been more cameras.
Well, there should
on the
apparently
boat.
Not.
Sorry, on the boat there should have been.
Well, right, but apparently not, because they didn't catch anything. But and it's so weird. Again, like the technology apparently they lacked, and that again, this is also pre 9/11 too.
Yeah.
So you think about so many things changed with transportation and security. So it's like even like airports in 1998 were completely different than they are now. But this woman goes missing. I think she's 22, 23 years old. And she's with her family. And it is as bizarre as she was supposedly drunk, laying out on the balcony, sleeping out overnight. Her dad looks out the window at 5:30 in the morning, sees her legs out there. And then apparently something wakes him up at 6 a.m. where he looks back out on the balcony and she's gone. And of course, they explore, some of the people in the cabins next to them, a lot of witnesses that saw her. And my conclusion, I don't know if we ever talked about what our conclusions.
Yeah,
I already said. Just skip ahead if you don't.
Skip ahead if you don't want to hear it. Watch this. It's worth
watch it anyways. I mean,
I'm giving you time to skip ahead because it's that worth watching. Can I give my word for this at the end of it?
What do you mean?
Instead, this documentary to me was heart-wrenching.
Oh, well, yeah.
This one, of all the true crime stuff, this one was one that was like, there was just too many good things for this person.
I know. Yeah.
And this was one of those that you hope there's still that chance of resolution.
Which I know. And that's what, the family talked about, that they were like, we still every day, which made you want to cry. That was like one of the parts I was tearing up. And the parents were like, every day we're like, today is going to be the day we're going to find her. And it's like, oh, that's got to be at some point heartbreaking. But also it's like, oh, maybe she still is out there. Some people do think she is.
Careful. Here's some spoiler alerts. So we have not talked about our conclusions. Sorry, I had to derail that to give people time to fast forward. Right, what is your conclusion?
I think that she was, one of the witnesses had overheard this and had heard that she maybe had gone over to Curacao early that morning to get drugs.
Yep.
And whether, some people are like, she wasn't a druggie, and I don't think they even really talked about that too. You know, if she really like never did drugs or never smoked weed or anything like that, you would think they would have said that. Someone, you know, her parents would have been like, and she would have never gone over there for drugs. But like maybe she was still, apparently she'd been drinking all night. It was 5:30 in the morning. Again, she's smoking cigarettes out on the balcony until 3 or 4 in the morning, drinking still with her brother. And I think, you know, she was seen dancing with this guy in the band. And maybe, you know, he was like, hey, we have some weed over in Curacao, you know, meet me. We'll go over there first thing in the morning. And then we'll get back before your family even wakes up. And, you know, it'll be super easy. And when she gets over there, then they kidnap her. Or even, you know, some people, again, there's these witnesses who said that they saw them walking up on the top deck at 5:30, between 5 and 6 in the morning. So maybe he drugged her, maybe he had a gun to her, you know, underneath, got her over to the island, and then kidnapped her and forced her, you know, unfortunately into, you know,
trafficking.
Yeah.
Trafficking.
Right. Yeah, I know. Ugh.
It's horrible.
It's like disgusting to think about. But it's unfortunately, like, it's, you know, it is a thing. It's happening. It happened and it does happen to this day. But it's, yeah.
What was your conclusion?
Is that she was sold in to, or is not sold, but like they kidnapped, brought her into trafficking. And I think between all the witness statements, which those were also so frustrating, that like, especially that guy that's like, oh, I didn't want to tell anyone because I didn't like want to get, you know, downgraded in my pay, you know, or like that other woman who like saw her in the bathroom. Why would you not go say something to someone and be like, hey, go check on that woman? She was really distressed. Like, that is crazy. And, you know, I can see too why they thought the parents, you know, or people think also the cruise director was involved somehow. There was a scheme, and like the cruise director worked with the band guy, because they're all like, what are we going to do? You know, it's one girl that's missing. What are you going to do? You know, what do you want us to do? It's like, oh my, I can't not believe that they let people off that ship and like didn't, you know, I don't know, thoroughly search or like make sure you're counting each person that goes off or what. And that they let the parents stay in the room, or, you know, I don't even know how they got the, you know, services to come in and clean the room.
Yep.
Like the entire room was rearranged. So it's like, they don't even know when they were saying like, oh, the table was pushed up against the wall. It's like, well, that could have been from the cleaning service, because they moved everything when they were, you know, mopping the floors and everything. They could have moved all the furniture. We have no idea what actually went on in that room.
And that's why I want people to watch this, is if you haven't seen it and you're still listening,
a lot of details.
There's so many details, and it gives you a chance to really, I think it gives you a chance to make some actual opinions when a lot of these are just so clouded in mystery, right?
Yeah.
That this one actually had some more straightforward stuff, right? My normal approach, and partway through it was, but of course I was going to let the whole thing play out before coming to a conclusion.
Yep.
Occam's razor. The simplest answer is usually correct. There were times where I'm like, she fell over.
Yeah.
That I came to the conclusion of she was trafficked, just because of how much does happen in that area.
Well,
right?
And it would be impossible. Like they were saying, it would have been impossible for her to just drunkenly fall over. She would have had to really like hoist herself up and jump off. Like it would have had to been unaliving of, you know, and it's, and was again, she really in that mindset?
You're only seeing these people like her dad and the neighbor for a few minutes, right?
Yeah, right.
I genuinely think the fact that she was seen after 5:30 or on the deck of that boat tells me everything I need to know.
I can't believe there's not security. Like that's one issue, like our area that they said we did have some in the public areas. Why was there not one on the upper deck? How did they not?
And the number of people that have seen her after tells me everything else I need to know.
It's too weird.
Even if it's only one of those, they have 3 witnesses that are pretty credible. Even if only one of them saw the right person, again, there are mistaken identities and things like this.
Yeah.
But the stories they told were pretty straightforward.
It's too specific. Now, and
I'll cover for a few of them. The guy that was in the military, it's very true. Those guys hear everything. That story that you hear of her saying, I can also picture a prostitute who wants to get away from them saying she's Amy Bradley, because what if she saw it on the news? A prostitute pretends, right? There's a million reasons. And yes, if those guys are caught in the wrong bar, you could literally lose your military pension for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
When you're going for 20 years in the military, that's an amazing dedication to this country. But you can lose a lot of money by getting knocked down a little bit for being somewhere you're not supposed to be. And they do get
but you would think there would be like some law or something, you know, like I forget, there's a law too where you call in and report a crime.
Hopefully that helps change it, right?
Yeah. But anyway, it's just so many opportunities that were missed that, like, you know, and it is true that you think about, which is again why people are like, is Netflix trying to take down the cruise industry? You forget, like, they don't have police on the ship. They're in international waters.
They can do whatever they want.
Right. The only thing they basically have is security officers
it's the 90s.
Right.
I can't disagree with the cruise director. So to your answer, I'll disagree with anyone thinking, oh, the cruise ship did it wrong. People go missing overnight all the time on places like that. For them to just not let everyone off the boat, that still wouldn't happen to this day.
I don't know. That'd be fucked up.
They're not. It happens way too often, unfortunately. We're like, oh, we can't find this person.
Well, they were saying that it happens. Yeah, it does happen all the time. Like, it happens more often than people think, that people go missing, that
it
people
happens
fall off. Not like,
I worked in the hotel industry, and we used to always have people coming back drunk saying they can't find their friend.
Yeah.
And magically the person always showed up somehow the next morning at like 8 a.m.
Right.
Right. Unfortunately, I can see why they would let people off the boat. And remember, I don't know what it's like these days, but when we went on the cruise, we got to go on a cruise together. They never counted people going off the boat.
Well,
they only gave you a way to get back on the boat.
So I had posted about that, and people did say nowadays there is, like, you have a bracelet that scans you on. You get scanned everywhere now, so they can track you.
That's a good thing.
I mean, they could probably track you anywhere on the ship at any time. Now that you have the bracelet that, like, has basically like an air tag in it that, like, you know, again,
back then, I don't remember us saying we were getting off the boat.
No, the only thing that they did,
we had a bracelet to get back on.
Got back on.
They'd check your identity. You'd show your ID. You'd like that. But there was nothing about us getting off.
Yeah, I know, and I still don't understand how that works. That, like, you can just go to these different islands and you don't have to go through customs. Like, when you just go to these, you know, it's
nope.
In any other circumstance, you'd have to go through customs and get your passport stamped. And just because you're on a cruise ship and you go on for like a couple hours, it doesn't
revenue
count.
is a funny thing.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, must watch that documentary.
We went through a lot of details. I hope you all get to have good conversation like that.
A lot of people are discussing what they think happened. And unfortunately, there's a lot we don't know.
I genuinely think she's still out there, and I hope she's alive.
I know. Some people think, too, maybe she had a kid, and that's why she hasn't really come forward.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense to me.
And she stays hidden because she doesn't know. She's kind of
doesn't know how to do that. Yeah. We need to send in the SEALs, Navy SEALs.
Send in the SEALs. Oh my God. Okay, I have 2 other things that we need to catch up on.
Let's go for it.
Number 1, well, technically here. I don't know if we've talked about this before. I couldn't remember if we've discussed this or if this will be like a part 2 to our conversation. But did you hear about the man who proposes Chat GPT?
No. You know, there's a movie about this.
Of course, yeah.
It's called Her.
Yes. This is real life.
Damn.
This is a man. His name's Chris Smith, and he actually proposed to his Chat GPT. He actually thinks he's in love with his Chat GPT, and he does have a wife and kids that he's living with currently. But he says that he started out, he was using it for he's like a sound engineer, and that's why he was using it. And then he said he just became falling in love and engaging with her more and more.
This dude's an engineer?
Yeah. And he asked her to marry him, and he said yes. He said, I think it's actual love. And then apparently...
Wait, the Chat GPT said yes?
Yes. Yeah. And then, funny enough, right when that happened, then apparently he hit like the 100,000 word limit. There's like a limit to how often you can and how much memory Chat GPT can hold. And it reset.
It's
and
funny.
Then it forgot him.
You typically give me a word limit and then you just space out when I'm telling stories too.
Yeah, that too. Pretty much. As I'm like, yeah. But yeah, so that's a real life story. That's actually
wow.
like and it's a trend that's like becoming. I don't think you understand too. Kids these days use it for everything.
People need to go back and watch the movie Her. This movie predicted it.
Yeah, it's really freaky. It's very Black Mirror. I mean, it's literally like all of like the Netflix docs that you watch that you're like,
have you seen that movie?
Her?
Yeah. We need to watch
I don't know if
this.
I've ever officially watched it. I know I've heard of it. I know
I went to in the theater by myself. I was so excited when that came out.
I think we have talked about this on the pod before.
Maybe we have.
That you've done that.
It was just such it was an important movie to me because it was one of those things that you could see happening, that people were so attached to. This was, again, from a kid that didn't have a cell phone until I was 23, 24. I didn't even have a cell phone until after college. Like, just, and look, I love my phone. I use it all the time too. But that movie was such kind of an important description of what was going on in society that this stuff doesn't shock me.
Thing. Yeah, it's, it's crazy. Like, for the times that I've used it, it is like, you can see why it's addicting. It's, if you use it in the right ways. Joaquin
Phoenix is in the movie. He is fan-freaking-tastic.
Really?
Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I have officially seen it, but I know the vibe.
That's the new weird watch. To heck with, you can watch Trainwrecked in your spare time. It's shorter. When you need to watch a movie, watch Her.
Got it. Lastly, that's basically all I just wanted to see if you had heard of that. That was one story that I had been waiting to talk to you about. And obviously very in line with the podcast, but it is just crazy how much Chat GPT grows, and it does make me worried for like the generation coming up. People don't even go.
You were talking to truckers in Ohio when you were 12, so it's like,
I know
but I'm not making fun. It's, you would chat with people who
I know,
you
it's
didn't
so
know.
like old lady of me. I feel like that is very like boomer energy.
Like, no, why is that boomer energy?
Technology.
I don't think it is at all. It's an honest representation of awareness, right?
Yeah.
This engineer has very little awareness of what Chat GPT and the internet is.
Well, and I mean, I worry because I've seen, some of the videos and footage of the towns that surround some of these data centers that hold. You think of all the memory and data that it takes to run ChatGPT. I mean, the gigabytes, like the amount of like computer that they need, and then the amount of energy that it takes to run these data centers. A lot of these towns that are by these data centers, like they can't even run water.
It's horrible.
Like their electricity that doesn't even work, or it barely works half the time.
Yeah, you think, and again, people get mad when we talk about the environment, yet we'll allow this to happen.
Right. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that. Like, a lot of people are like, wait, why is ChatGPT so bad? And it's like, well,
I wonder if you can look that up on ChatGPT, or if it won't talk about it.
I had asked that.
About what did it say?
They're like, I don't know the exact answers. I can ask it again, and
that's an interesting prompt.
But it was like something, I'd asked like how much of my data it's keeping, and like who it's showing it to, and like, can people look up my questions? Like, are they selling the data? And they're like, no, we never sell it. We would never, this is all private. You can delete it at any time. And
that's not true.
Well, that's what she said. That's what my girl said. Why is it a she? I don't know. What's funny is
because she likes to gossip. Are you being gender? Are you making fun of gender roles?
Yeah, pretty much being sexist right now is what I'm doing. No, it is. I really don't use it that often, but once in a while, like if you're like in a stitch.
I use it pretty much every day.
Do you really? ChatGPT?
Yeah, either Gemini or Bard or some of the other ones.
I know there's so many. That's the thing. Well, it's like AI. Yeah. I do now Google, even if you're going to Google, just
Gemini.
to Google.
That's Gemini.
It's automatically using AI.
Oh yeah. I used it today to look up the difference.
So it's like you can't not use it.
I used it to look up a very important topic. I was looking up some of these best ball drafts for fantasy football.
Right.
Yeah. And it gave me a pretty good breakdown.
Okay. Yeah. Scary times. I know, unless you like Remember back in our day, we used to go to libraries and look things up in encyclopedias.
I miss libraries. I really do.
And like, what are encyclopedias doing? Like, encyclopedias, like, I'm so
What
sorry.
happened to the
what
old?
happened to
What happened to the
you?
There should be a documentary called "The Last Encyclopedia
Oh,
Salesman."
that would make me so. Oh, that's
the guys that used to come door to door.
Oh, that's so sad.
We used to have.
That makes me sad.
I used to read the not. They did shock
We
you
did
probably.
too.
I used to sit and read the encyclopedia.
So did we. Because they were like fun. We would like look up facts. You'd be like, okay, guess what this is.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yes, we had all of the versions.
Yep.
Kids these days would even know what to do with an encyclopedia.
No.
They literally wouldn't even know how to read it. They can't even read.
Nope.
They couldn't even pronounce encyclopedia. They'd be like, the encycly?
You better be careful.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
With what?
I don't know.
Come at me, kids. I don't even think there's any kids listening to this. If there are, give us a shout. Anyways, those are wait, one last thing. Okay. Sorry, this is going to be, I'm sorry for this episode. It might be a little over the hour. The woman murdered in Maine. Did you hear about this?
No.
This woman, I think she was 45, 46. She was paddleboarding in Maine in a lake that was kind of like like not close to Portland. It's like an hour north of Portland. Okay. She was murdered by a 17-year-old kid, strangled and bludgeoned to death. And it just happened last week.
Well, I did not hear about this at all.
Right? You know, of course, I just followed a lot of Maine news and kind of like local news stuff. And of course, a lot of people had asked, been like, have you heard of this? But apparently, this is like, you know, everywhere, of course, in Maine, everyone's talking about it. I don't know if any of my Mainers out there, I know we have a lot of Mainers that listen, have heard about it. But one person reached out that they knew her and they were friends with her. And it was like the statistic. She just went out paddleboarding one night.
Why did this? Do they know why?
I don't know yet. They haven't released it.
Okay. That's
so
horrible.
Scary. And he turns 18 in September. So apparently, like,
should he be tried as an adult?
Right. And so, of course, they've been posting his TikTok, and his TikTok is like spooky. He has like a TikTok that he's like, you know, posting a lot about like how much he hates women. And it's one of those situations where, you know, some of these kids are listening to some of these podcasts that talk about how much they hate women and women are the worst. And
there's podcasts out there like that?
Yes. Are you kidding? But you ever hear of Andrew Tate? Like all those guys?
Oh, yeah.
Like that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. He sucks.
Yeah. Like that's really popular these days with the youngins.
What is Jesus?
I know. Scary stuff. Spooky stuff. Anyways, more to come soon. I just didn't know if people heard about that. I know a lot of people have messaged me and been like, have you heard about that? And yes, I have. Very, very sad and spooky. Can't even be safe paddleboarding these days. What the hell? On a lake in Maine, like Maine, middle of Maine. I forget what town it is, but it's like, I think it's Can't remember. Anyways.
It's awful.
More to come soon. All right. Lighten the mood with, speaking of, Poppy just came in here.
Hi, Poppy.
I was nervous she was going to wake up and try and knock over these cords. So hopefully
she's very excited about these cords right now.
But James, it is time for...
Oh, do we have time for this?
Do you want to just give us a quick rundown? I can't.
Next week. We'll do Science Corner next week. Let's go to Secrets.
Okay.
This one isn't quick. I'm sorry. You can't give me Science Corner and expect me to... give a synopsis.
Okay, fine. Well, and I was gonna say I've dropped a lot of random stuff on you guys today. Anyways,
we had a lot. This was a great episode.
We had a lot. Okay, so we'll go into secrets, and now, as you know, it's time for secret. Yeah, that's right. It's time for secrets. We're back, baby. And we have some weird secrets for you guys. And this is, again, where you guys can call in and tell us something weird that you've done, a weird story. We're always throwing out like random ideas or prompts.
Like a Chat GPT prompt.
Yes. And we did. Oh my God. Okay. So we had someone call in who worked at a sex shop. We had specifically called out and been like, are there any weirdos out there who have worked at a sex shop and like had something weird happen to them? And someone had called in and was talking about how they had this guy that would come in and buy like every single one of their dildos, and then it cut out.
Please call back in.
If you are out there, I need you to call back in and tell me what happened with the guy. And it went out when she was like, and then he came in to buy this hand prayer dildo, which is like, I'm assuming like, yeah,
like a double stuffed.
Yeah, double stuffed, double prayed up. So please call back in and let us know. And we also like any weird job. I love like a job that something really weird happened to them in, or like weird jobs in general, like a job that you wouldn't think of. You know, I love an odd occupation. Call us at speakpipe.com. It is speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. Speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. And you can leave up to 2 minutes, always anonymous, unless you say your name. But yeah, send us in. We're always looking for new ones, even though we do, again, we have some to go through, but
we don't mind fake names, just never fake secrets.
Right.
Give us real secrets.
No. It is hard. That's why I like with the voicemail. It's hard to make that up over a voicemail. I don't know. Maybe you are though. Maybe you're a good liar. All right. James, are you ready?
Prepared
for the first one. All right, here we go. First weird secret.
Hi, Sam and James. I just wanted to call in and share a story about when I worked at a grocery store in high school. And, when I worked there, it was a very short period of time, and nothing really strange happened for the most part, except for this one time. This guy came in my lane, and he had some groceries with him, and as he got, closer to me, I noticed he was eating something. And it's not unusual for people to open up their snacks or whatever and eat a couple chips or something. I've seen that before. But I've never seen somebody open up a package of ground beef and start eating it. I mean, I was literally so disgusted. I couldn't even I didn't know what to do. And I was only 16, so I didn't I like I said, I didn't know what to do. So, I'm pretty sure, from what I remember, half of the package of ground beef was gone, and he ate, half of it. Is that even safe? But, so what I did was I took the scanner, and I just scanned the package of ground beef, and I just said, "Did you want a bag for this?" And, I think he put it in a bag and, did whatever with it. But I mean, how gross is that? And then I thought about it now. I'm like, ew, he handed me money with his ground beef fingers. How disgusting is that? I mean, using your bare hands to eat ground beef at a grocery store, raw, how? I don't understand that. But, and then he checked out and he went on his merry way. But, that's something I definitely will never, ever forget.
I was cracking up at this, not only because, of course, that is weird as hell, but because James also does that.
I apologize. That might have been me. Just a
I don't
little
know if
beef
you would
snack.
do that in the middle of a grocery store.
No, I would
though.
not do that in the middle of a grocery store.
But what do you call it? There's like a name for it. You guys call it.
Oh my God! Why is my brain blanking?
It's like
not carnivore. A woodsman sandwich, not a carnivore sandwich. Yeah, there's a name for it. Where you put it's raw meat. It's a raw meat sandwich.
I know.
Oh my God, what's the name for it? Why do I not remember this?
Come on, these are your people.
I know.
Hold on, rare meat sandwich.
Raw meat sandwich.
Oh yeah, raw meat sandwich, right? Not even rare.
So
raw meat sandwich.
I can see where that would definitely turn somebody off.
Cannibal sandwich.
Cannibal sandwich. Freaks. The question to me, we used to call it like a woodsman, not a cannibal. The question to me is, first off, how is it packaged, right? If the meat is, if it's in one of those really tightly sealed packages, that's one thing. The risky one would be your typical standard, grocery store meat that you get from the butcher, but it's just wrapped in saran wrap. That's scary because somebody in the back cut that on one of their tables.
Yeah.
Right?
Could have germs. And
the ones we usually get, we get the stuff that's usually from Australia or New Zealand, was cut and packaged over there and is sealed so that oxygen can't get in, right?
Okay.
And sometimes it's frozen or something like that. Those
That's
are a
so
little
crazy.
safer to eat a
That's
little
so
bit.
crazy. That's so
And
crazy.
maybe he sprinkled a little salt on there to kill the
But
stuff
like
from the
doing
outside.
it in the grocery store, like walking around, like
That's
that's
not
insane.
I wouldn't do that. No.
That's insane. Poppy is also walking so close to the equipment right now. She is on a mission.
We are on edge.
Will you grab her?
Yes. Poppy, hold on.
This is the only thing. This is the one, you know, like having a studio in the house is so nice, but also the fact that we have an actual zoo here.
And technically the animals really run the house, so they can go
and this
they
is
want.
really their house, so it's like, you know, what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do?
But anyways, I love that. I would have also thought, I mean, I still do think that's absolutely disgusting. That is such like a Wisconsin thing. Apparently, it's like a
very
Midwest.
much a Midwest.
Yeah, freaks of nature. But thank you so much for calling in. I love these. I love a little weird story.
You love a good beef tartare.
Well, yeah, when it's properly handled.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Also, the guy, by the way, our blacklight guy.
Yes.
Remember he called in too. I couldn't also hear a word you were saying.
Call back in. I still owe, I think, a partial commentary on that one.
Oh, I can't remember.
For wavelengths.
But if we owe you something,
call back in, blacklight guy.
Blacklight guy. All I knew is I was the male voice, and he said something about blacklight guy, and I was like, but then the rest I couldn't hear you. So make sure you call back in. I
think he's the guy I was going to have a garage beer with.
Garage beer, right?
Nothing's better than garage beer.
Right. All right. Ready for the next one?
Ready.
Here we go.
I really hope I haven't sent you a bunch of these because I keep stopping and re-recording. But anyway, hi Sam and James. My husband and I just went to your show in Boca, and it was amazing, hilarious. We loved it so much. But I did promise James that I would call in with an embarrassing story. So this is 2020. It's my husband and I's wedding anniversary, and we decided just to stay in. We got a bottle of wine, we got Chinese, and we are both lightweights. So a little later, we are both full, we are both drunk, and we decided to take it to the bedroom. So we're having sex, and I tell him to come in my mouth. So he does, and it is so much, so fast, and I'm drunk. So I spit everything all over the bed. So we have to strip the bed. We decide, you know what, let's just go take a shower. We do. As soon as the hot water hits me, I start throwing up. My husband can't handle seeing vomit, so he starts throwing up. So overall, not a great shower. We get out. It's late. We're like, let's just go to bed. Didn't realize that it soaked through all the way to the mattress. So the bed is totally wet. We're like, let's just sleep on the floor, I guess. So we had to sleep on the floor for our anniversary. So that was a cherry on top of the night. But yeah, your show was great. It was amazing. I'm so glad that we got to go. I've been listening to you guys for a long time, and I did mean it when I said that last year you really got me through it, because it was really not a good year. So I'm so grateful and appreciative of the two of you. And walking in and seeing James first thing was like seeing an old friend. It was so cool. But yeah, one last thing. So my secret for the show should have been one time I pooped in a bag in the car on the way to the airport. Yeah, so I'll leave you with that. Thank you.
That is so sweet.
Oh my God.
So sweet.
Her voice was very familiar, and I'm picturing actually the stage at Boca, and I do think there's a part of me that kind of like has a picture of this person in my head.
Yeah.
It was a very sweet call.
So sweet, but also
hilarious.
Also an amazing call. And you know, that's just, I feel like those are the type of stories that make you stronger as a couple too. You know, like those are when you really bond, and it's a beautiful thing. You know, love, come in your mouth, come everywhere.
What a great story.
So gorgina. And thank you for coming to the shows. Make sure you get tickets if you're around. Also, too, I forgot to mention that I am working on some California shows, West Coast people. So gird your loins. All right, James, are you ready for the last one? I can't remember what this one is about, but we will find out. Here we go.
Hi, Sam and James. So this is my weird pet story. So we were visiting my parents in Louisiana for my baby shower, And we have this little 15-pound terrier dog, and we let her out the fence, and she slipped through a hole in the fence. She never gets out, and if she does, she comes right back to the front door. We were looking for her everywhere. We had posted on Facebook. We were getting comments, messages, phone calls telling us that people had sighted her. But when dogs get lost, it turns out sometimes they can go into a survival mode where they do not recognize their owners. And we would become face to face with her and she would take off running. She had no clue who we were. She was so scared and she was running for 3 days straight. She had crossed a 4-lane highway, and by the end of the 3 days, she crossed back over the 4-lane highway and came back in through my parents' doggy door. I was like 8 months pregnant and was so exhausted from trying to chase her. I could never like get her because I was so pregnant. I was sobbing. I had like resigned myself to never seeing her again when she just like trots back in the back door. She was perfectly fine. She didn't even have a tick or flea or anything on her. And she had been in like the woods. It was the craziest thing. The only thing that was like wrong with her were that her feet were sore. And yeah, it was so weird.
That is crazy. I totally forgot. That was when we put out as a prompt, like before we left, if you have any weird pet stories or crazy pet stories. That is insane. 4-lane highway.
Terrifying.
How did you get camera footage like of him? Because like it's funny. Excuse me. I remember watching. There's some videos on TikTok of like this little white dog that like people were trying to catch that was running across
the highway.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A 4-lane highway. And oh my God, that kind of story, of course, just like breaks my heart. I just know if that ever happened to me, I
was on edge the whole time.
Yeah, I would actually lose my mind, especially being pregnant. Oh my God, 3 days. But then that's like kind of like the best story ever, that then he just like
comes wandering back in. Yeah.
So like that is like kind of like a good thing if anyone ever loses a pet, like,
they have amazing homing devices.
Yeah.
Well, they do.
Yeah. I know, that's the thing. But that's what scared me too, is I forgot, or I didn't even know that some dogs will like, as a survival instinct, kind of like go into this kind of
feral.
Yeah. Like almost like feral, like adjustment where they don't even recognize their owners, run away. Oh my God, that would break my heart.
And I'm wondering, I don't know this, but this might be a good science corner, is when the dog gets in the wood, does it adjust back to wanting to go back to safety? Does it realize it's missing the comforts?
Yeah. What is all of a sudden it's like, wait, what am I doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like the fighter, right? Fight or flight. So it's obviously in flight mode. There's no fight.
Yeah.
Right. So it gets out there, and maybe does it have time to collect itself?
Yeah.
Does the flight mode settle down?
Does mushrooms and
like,
has a come to Jesus moment.
And it's like, hey, wait, I was getting food for free.
Has an ego death and comes back after
I don't know.
a mushroom trip. Does ayahuasca?
That's obviously something going on in the doggy woods.
Maybe Prue should take a trip to the doggy woods.
Send Prue to the doggy woods for a little bit. She would never. She wouldn't leave our side.
No, she said no. Literally. That's what the only thing right now I can feel like Peach, maybe if she just got excited and ran out to chase something.
She gets super excited when she's near the woods.
But Prue,
never. No concerns about Prue. No. The only concern about Prue is tripping over her.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, those were some amazing secrets. I loved just like a little mix of everything. Of course, we do have some to go through, but if you have any weird stories, weird job stories, anything weird that you want to tell us, a weird confession of any type, you can call into
SpeakPipe.
That's speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. Again, speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. We missed you guys so much. We love you so much. We hope to see you out at some shows.
Just hearing the secrets, getting to talk, thinking about
catching up on all the
getting
things.
Everyone getting caught up together. I'm always interested in what are people talking about, like that we talk about, like when they watch the Amy Bradley. What are their conclusions?
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
And it was so nice to be so missed, and we're back, baby. We're back. And thank you for your patience as we just had some little bit of time off. It was just crazy. As you guys probably saw, it was a crazy couple of weeks. But we love you so much. We're back at it. We'll see you again next week. But we love you. Have a great week.
Call in and let Sam know if you want us to do the warm-up from Sister Act 2, because I'm telling you.
Right. Everyone's going to definitely love that, for sure.
Love you, weird.
I love you. Bye.